From the man we are about to talk to, along with some of his teammates and his head coach, Hunter Wohler, the star safety for the Wisconsin Badgers, is our big interview. And Hunter, we heard a little bit from you there. I want to ask you to elaborate a bit on this matchup with the Crimson Tide. All due respect to Western Michigan and South Dakota, who you played these first 2 weeks. This is a little bit of a different beast here with Alabama coming to town. This is a game that was agreed to 5 years ago, so you knew about it when you started at Wisconsin. How much have you thought about the build-up to this game and thought about being on the field against Alabama in this last handful of years?
I mean, obviously, right when the matchup came out, I think I was still in high school and immediately circled it. Like, this was one of the ones that I was most excited for. So it's I'm glad it's finally here, and so we get to get those boys up in Madison, get them in the camp, and get to have some fun.
2 games into the season, you guys have won both the games. How do you feel about where your defense is right now?
I feel like we're in a great spot. I think this season, in particular, we've dealt with a little bit of adversity just throughout the games, whether it be turnovers, field position, coming out of half slow, stuff like that. So it's, I think we've handled all those really well, and I think we're in a great spot to keep moving forward and build off that and use that stuff as confidence rolling into this week.
If there is an area of concern for this defense early on, it feels like it's been containing the run. You don't need me to tell you, Alabama's got some really talented backs with Haynes and Miller, not to mention a quarterback, Jalen Milroe, who can do a lot of damage with his legs as well as with his arm. What's the biggest focus as you prepare to deal with their offense and specifically with the run game?
I mean, obviously doing your job is the biggest key for us, making sure that everyone just takes care of, what they have to do, and keeping it all contained. Obviously with Milroe being able to move and run the way he can, obviously when he drops back in the pocket, he can make a lot of plays 4, 5, 6 seconds after the ball snapped, and then just containing those running backs. Very explosive guys, have the ability to make big plays out of anything. So kind of keeping that bottled up and making sure that nothing gets out and nothing pops loose for a big one.
Hunter, I want to get into your background a little bit. You're a Wisconsin kid, State Player of the Year from Muskego outside of Milwaukee. You mentioned you followed the Badgers closely growing up. You had some huge offers aside from Wisconsin, which is obviously a huge offer in and of itself, but Ohio State and Notre Dame and Michigan. What ultimately swayed you to stay in state and play for the team that you grew up rooting for?
I mean, I think it just growing up in Wisconsin and every Saturday was dedicated to watching Badger football. So I already had this built-in love for the university and for the program. But then when I got up here on visits and came to see the campus and the coaching staff and the team and everything, I couldn't get away from how awesome it was, really. The team's great, the locker room's great. I haven't, obviously haven't been anywhere else, but talking to some of the transfers and the guys that have come in and from other programs, like there's not many locker rooms like the one that we've built here in Madison. So I think that's what, makes this place so special. And that was one of the, really big reasons why I wanted to come here.
I mentioned Wisconsin's part of the fabric of who you are, and you certainly touched on it there. How did the time that you spent at your family's farm in Chippewa Falls kind of shape the person that you are?
We spent a decent amount of time up there growing up, and just the type of people in my family that live up there are extremely hardworking, very, very faithful people. And so being up there and growing up around that shaped me a lot. Obviously, it instills that work ethic. It instills that, that God is at the top of our lives and, really in control of our lives. And, it just shows that hard work gets you a lot of places, and taking care of the people around you goes a long way.
You're a captain this year. How's that work ethic reflected in your captaincy?
I think just going to work every day. I think one of the big things that we push this off season is consistency and coming out with that same mentality and that same work ethic, every single day, whether that be a walkthrough or, a hard Tuesday or Wednesday practice, coming out, being the same person day in and day out.
Yeah, it's interesting. You very publicly expressed some dissatisfaction with the state of the Badgers last year. You guys had lost 3 in a row. It was in the aftermath of one of those games. You said, among other things, the team was soft. How was that received internally?
I mean, I honestly don't know exactly how it was received with some of the guys. I'm sure there was a little bit of talk that I didn't hear. But the response from what I saw was outstanding. I mean, being able to finish the season with 2 trophy games against 2 teams that we have long history with, and being able to win both of those, I think that shows you, how the guys took it and the response that, we had to a rough couple games for us and the fight that we were able to close the season out with.
Yeah, you bring that up. You're 4-1 since then. So what are the biggest things that you think have changed with this program from where you were at that point last year to where you are right now?
I think just playing with confidence, and we obviously know what it is that we have to be doing once we step on the field, and then it's just going out and doing it, and not thinking so much, and really just enjoying the moment that we're in. I think that's kind of what has gotten us to where we are right now, and through the start of this season, is really just enjoying it and coming together and playing as one and as a team.
You never want to overstate the importance of one game, but there has been a ton of buildup, as we've already discussed, to this game against the Crimson Tide. How much have you thought about what this game could do as a launching pad for the rest of your season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you always have people talk about how, treat it like it's just another game, and we're going to go into it and prepare in that way. But the fact of the matter is, you don't get a top 5 team coming into your home stadium every single week. And so a team with as much history as Alabama coming up to Madison, it's a great opportunity. And one of the reasons why myself and a lot of the guys came to Wisconsin is to play in games like this. So it's an unbelievable opportunity. And once Saturday comes, we'll be ready for it.
Well, Hunter, can't wait to watch you guys go up against the Crimson Tide at Camp Randall on Saturday. Thanks for spending some time with us. Really enjoyed it.
Of course. Thank you very much.